So for an example here, I've chosen this image from Rosemary's Baby, and I chose this image because what you're looking for is just, you know, the subject image but with some background stuff going on, like here. So the first thing I'll do is just to check on the image size and make sure it's a little bit larger. So I'm going from image down to image size, and I put the resolution up, usually about 300, and the pixels about 4,000 to 5,000. You don't want to go too much higher than that, because when you're in the filter gallery it can get a little bit laggy. So what I'm doing here is just making sure that it's on black and white in the bottom here, and you want the black on the top and the white on the bottom. So now we're heading to filter and filter gallery, and just wait for it to load. I'm going to delete all of this so I can just show you exactly what I've done. You want to first go to texture and grain and make sure this first grain is set to clumped, and you'll see an arrow right at the bottom here. I'm clicking that and it's adding another layer. So this effect will be grain again, but this one will be enlarged, and we're going down the bottom again and clicking it one more time and going to sketch and stamp. Now this is the effect, and you can see it's nearly there, but it's still looking a little bit weird. So now I'm bringing the light balance down, and I bring it down to about 2. That's where I like it usually. So, and then I start playing around with the smoothness. Obviously the higher the smoothness, the more the grain gets clumped together, which has a cool effect, but if you go too high it can look too smooth. So I mean, you just play around with that little slider until you find out where you like it, but it is preference at this point. So now I'm just clicking on the grain effect under stamp and playing around with the intensity. Playing with this, you can get some mixed results, but I feel like the higher the slider goes, the more detail it's going to pull out of the image. Obviously with the contrast, it's going to play with the contrast of the image. I would be careful putting the slider down too much, because the more you do this, you'll start seeing these like speckly bits. These don't look so good printed. Unless you're going for that effect, I would usually keep the contrast slightly further up. But again, it's totally preference, and you can just play around with these sliders all you want. I can also click on the effect layer under the grain and play around with the clumped grain now, messing around with the contrast here. Your values will not look the same. Just play around with your image. It will definitely be different than what's going on here. When you've finally got your image to where you want, press OK. At this point, I might just clean up a few of the specks that made it through that I don't quite want in my image. So now let's add the second colored layer. So now I'm going to go down to the bottom here. I'm adding another layer, going to mode, and I'm clicking darken. And here's where I choose a color that I want for the background. Don't worry about getting the color wrong for now. You can easily change it. I personally like these pale blues, purples, reds, greens, you know, somewhere in the middle there. But again, it's preference. So once you've found the color you want, just press OK and make sure you're on the brush tool. I usually make it quite large and just start painting away. Now I know there's probably easier ways of painting this in purple. You could make a mask and then and do it that way, but I actually kind of enjoy painting it, so I'm just going to carry on doing this, and I'll just speed up the process. Okay, I'm kind of happy with how this is looking. Probably not the best example of this, and what I'll do at the end is I'll just put a few examples of the stuff that I've actually printed using this technique. But for now, I'm still going to see what this looks like on a t-shirt. So I'm shift clicking both these layers, right clicking and going down to merge layers. And I'm going to copy that, head over to my template and throw it on there just to see what it looks like. If you don't know how to do this already, you can actually go down to lighten, and it gives you an idea of what it would look like on a t-shirt. Again, I wouldn't say this is the greatest example, but this is an example of what you can do with it. You know, it has a pretty cool punk effect to it, and I think it would look great with like band t-shirts, or like I said before, I mean, if you're screen printing posters, it's going to look cool on that as well. So I hope this tutorial helped you guys, and if I didn't make anything clear enough, just let me know in the comments and I'll reply to them. Thanks for watching, guys.